Hi, today is January 28th, 6:17 p.m., 2024. So I wanted to come on here and talk for a minute, a few minutes. Hold on, I'm going to take let me take my jacket off for a second. That feels a little bit better. So I've been wanting to talk about, for a little while, trauma and grief. How many of you out there have felt a lot of trauma and grief in your lifetime? I'm sure there's countless people that feel very traumatized, been through a lot of traumatizing experiences, been through grief, and maybe the way someone died was traumatizing. Maybe it was semi-unexpected, or maybe it was unexpected death. And maybe you've experienced several unexpected deaths in your lifetime. Maybe there's a lot of deaths that were unexpected, and that can be traumatizing. Maybe you've been disrespected and violated by a lot of people, countless people, and that's very deeply traumatizing. Maybe a lot of people have disrespected you, never listened to you, or never let you talk. Maybe a lot of people lied about you, falsely accuse you, slander you, defame you. That can be out of jealousy, that can be out of people comparing themselves. There's thousands of reasons why things happen, hundreds of reasons why things happen the way they do, and why people react the way they do, or retaliate the way they do. There's a lot of retaliation that goes on also, so we could throw that in this message too, this discussion. I think retaliation is a big one. People like to retaliate, and how do they react when they retaliate? Any number of ways. And are the dangerous people drug addicts and alcoholics? Or are the dangerous people sober, educated people who lie? Or is it the drug addicts and alcoholics who lie? Who are the biggest murderers and thieves? Is it the drug addicts and alcoholics? Or is it sober, educated people? I would like people to think about some things that I'm going to discuss. I'm a huge advocate and a huge lover of critical thinking. So yeah, I'm going to make you think, because I do that in all my videos. That's who I am. I like to make people think. Have you ever thought about that? That maybe it's sometimes retaliation or jealousy, or people want to control you, or people disagree with you, so then they hate on you just because they disagree with you. Because I had someone hate on me because I disagreed with them. Why? Well, maybe I'm educated, and most people don't realize I'm a very, very educated woman. I'm an intellect, and most people do not know this walking into a conversation with me. And so I love it when people start conversations with me, and then, they're blown away, and they are taken off guard because they did not know I was educated and an intellect, and a woman who reads books and studies books, a woman who pays attention to this world and to all the people around her for 20 years. Now, even if someone is 70 years old, because sometimes it's a 70-year-old or an 80-year-old that's disrespecting you, and they think that just because they've lived longer for an extra 40 years that they're more intelligent or more educated than you, but it's not always so. Yes, they might be educated or experienced, but doesn't mean that they're more experienced or more educated. Does not mean that they're more educated. Yeah, maybe that person's more experienced, but they might not be more educated than me. That's a possibility. That's a large possibility. And just some people will take offense just because I disagreed with them. And then, maybe they... Anyways... So that happens in this world. That happens in this country of America, United States of America, the USA. That happens. Sometimes a person, if they're older, will disagree just because they're like, well, I've lived longer than you. I've had more experiences than you. Yes, I can acknowledge that. Yes, I can acknowledge that. But does not mean they are more educated or more aware. Because I've been very aware, more aware than most people in my lifetime. I've been more aware and educated for 20 years about certain subjects. Yes, I am highly knowledgeable about certain subjects in this world. I'm highly aware about certain subjects in this world. So there will be there's constantly people that walk into conversations with me, start conversations with me, and they just don't know who they're dealing with. They do not know. They're caught off guard that I am educated and I'm experienced, and I paid attention for the last 20 years of my life plus. I have paid attention throughout my life to everybody around me. And I paid attention to my own life. And so they're not used to that. Because a lot of people are not aware of their lifetime. A lot of people are not educated. A lot of people are not experienced. And so they're not aware of who they're dealing with in a conversation with me. And so then I'll get hate, or people take offense, because maybe they think all of a sudden I hate them or something just because I disagree with them. No. Just because I disagree with you does not mean I hate you. It does not mean I'm disrespecting you either. It does not mean I'm not listening to you. Because then sometimes people will be like, well, you're not listening to me. Actually, I did, and I acknowledged already that yes, you might be more experienced, but it does not equal more educated or more aware. Yes, maybe they were just as aware as me. Maybe they have read other books just like me. Maybe they have experienced similar experiences as me. But it does not mean they have read the same books as me. It does not mean they have read the same articles as me. It does not mean that everything is the same. Some things are similar, but not everything is the same. And I might know something that you do not know. Just like you might know something that I don't know. And too often, people will get impatient. So then what happened is there was impatience. This other person got impatient and upset just for a minute. Luckily, it was just for, basically a short minute. And then they were quickly redirected by, I think, a higher power. Who knows? It could have been a higher power subconsciously or whatever that intervened. And luckily, that person was only upset for, a minute. And then it quickly faded. And we had a better interaction after that. Immediately after that. So I just wanted to make some people aware of these type of conversations. That's all. These type of discussions, these type of conversations. Yes, some discussions are heated, but it does not mean that person's not listening. Or it does not mean that I'm not educated or experienced, because yes, I am. You might have 40 years more of experience, but I've had 20 years of experience, and guess what? That still matters. Yes, I believe that your 40 years extra matters, but I believe that my 20 years matters, or my 25 years, or whatever. I believe that my lifetime experience matters, just like your lifetime experience matters. I believe that the books I've read matters. I believe that the books you've read matters. I believe that the articles I've read matters. I believe the articles that you've read matters. And I just wanted to throw this out there because I feel like other people could benefit from hearing something like this. Because this type of conversations, I think, happens all the time, and nobody ever talks about it, So I'd like to bring it to the forefront and discuss it, That what if everybody's feelings and emotions and thoughts and education experience matters? Why does it have to be a comparison thing? Stop comparing yourself to me, please. Because I believe that you do matter. Your experience and your education does matter. But I also believe that my life matters, my experience, my education, my knowledge, everything. I'm not, I think some people think, what, I'm disrespecting you just because I disagree with you? No. No, 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 no. I've just read other books, certain books. I've read other articles. I've known other people that have had certain experiences. And my knowledge is also based off of things that other people have been through. And maybe I've known different people than you. Maybe you've known different people than me. And guess what? All of our experiences matter. All of our books matter. It's not one or the other. And I think too often people are comparing themselves. So I would like to tell people, stop comparing yourself to me. Because yes, I am educated and experienced. But your experience and education matters too. And I've never once not felt like your experiences and your education doesn't matter. I've never once thought that in my entire life. But yet people will be quick to get angry because I disagree with them. Why? Because they didn't know I was an educated woman. They didn't know I've been through experiences, and I've known other people that have been through certain experiences. And so, like I said, people will get in conversations with me and just are caught off guard because they are unaware. They didn't know how experienced and how educated I actually am. So, because yes, about many topics, I am very experienced, very educated, etc., very passionate, very opinionated, everything. I'm very much of an intellect. And yes, people are constantly caught off guard. They're like, they don't even have time to process what's going on. They're like, holy shit, I just met somebody that's educated as me, just as educated as me, or just as much experienced as me. I think people are thinking that all the time when it comes to me. Because these type of interactions happen constantly in the state of Utah. I've noticed it happens a lot out here, constantly, where people will pretend I'm not listening just because I disagree with them, or because I didn't say what they wanted me to say. It's out of control, and I wanted to bring this subject matter to the forefront. I think that this needs to be severely talked about because this is happening constantly, and it's like, wow. I've also read a ton of other books on other subjects that helped me, luckily years ago, that helped me understand people. Subconsciously, I had no idea that's what I was doing back then. I was just reading a book. But I now realize that I think countless books have taught me how to deal with people, because I can deal with people extremely well. And people are also very jealous and very intimidated that I can withstand pressure very well, very well. I can withstand disrespect extremely well. I can handle disrespect extremely well, very well compared to most people. And so people are caught off guard because I can handle myself extremely well. Yes, there are tons of times, tons of experiences where, yes, I have handled myself extremely well. And again, people are caught off guard because they're not used to somebody like me. Because, yes, countless times I can stand my ground and I can convey a message very clearly in front of someone better than anyone else would. I truly believe that. That I am a very strong person to talk to and have a conversation with. And a lot of people are very much taken off guard that, whoa, this woman, you can actually talk to her, you can actually disrespect her, and she will still stand her ground and still respect you as much as possible. Because I can't do that. I'm extremely capable of it, and I do it all the time. I do it all the time. I can handle heated debates. I can handle heated conversations. And sadly, most people cannot, and most people do not. They get quickly offended. They think they're being disrespected because I disagree with them. Just because I have a different knowledge, different education on different books, different articles, different people that I've known that had certain life experiences, plus my own life experiences, that I know things. And people are caught off guard because I know things, and I can also handle myself very well. I can deal with pressure, I can deal with disrespect very well. I can stand my ground and stand up for myself extremely well. And once again, people are caught off guard because yes, I can handle myself and stand up for myself extremely well. And most people have not met somebody like me, clearly. But I'm just going to make the world know who I am and what I do. Because yes, I know how to stand up for myself extremely well, better than most people. And so when you're getting into a conversation with me, you better know how to intellectually argue and have a debate and have a deep conversation. Because if you don't, yes, you are going to feel like you need to run and hide. Yes, you will feel threatened, intimidated, jealous, etc., etc. You will feel disrespected because you're not used to somebody like me that does know how to present myself extremely well many countless times. But again, most people can't handle deep conversations. Most people can't handle, they don't like deep conversations because they don't react well when someone else knows something that they don't know. Or it's just something a little bit different, or maybe it's the same. And maybe they're just jealous that you know something that they never knew. And people are unwilling to be teachable. They're unwilling to learn. They're unwilling to be taught. I think that's the other thing we need to discuss. Maybe some people are just unwilling to learn, unwilling to be taught. Are you teachable? I think countless people are not teachable. And so they don't like deep conversations because they're not teachable. They're not willing to learn. I'm not saying that this person that I talk to is like that, but I'm saying that I think countless people in other scenarios, other conversations, could be unteachable. And are you willing to learn from somebody else for just 2 minutes? You know, I think there's countless people that are not willing to learn, they're not willing to be taught, they're not humble, they're not teachable. So yes, we need to talk about this because there's too many people that I know that can't handle deep conversations. They don't like deep conversations. They don't want deep conversations. Well, why is that? And I think I just hit it on the nail because of all the reasons I just said today. Because I've always felt like, well, how come nobody ever wants to have deep conversations? Well, I think I finally figured it out. Because I've always been one of the only people that likes to have deep conversations. I don't know why. Well, now I know why. Because people aren't teachable. People don't want to learn from somebody else. Maybe they don't want to learn from someone younger than them or whatever it is. You know, it's just insane. It's just insane. But I'm running into this countless times. You know, this has been over and over and over again, this type of scenario. And it's just like, come on, people. We need to do something different. Can we please have deep conversations without somebody getting offended, without somebody getting jealous or intimidated or being unteachable, without hating on somebody that knows more than you or knows something different than you or has had a life experience or read a different book than you or had a different experience than you, or new friends and family that had different experiences than you. I mean, come on. We all need to know how to have deep conversations. I've met people that act like deep conversations don't matter and like they're not important. They are very important, and this is why I make my videos, because I do talk about a lot of serious subjects. And I'm glad I do, because I'm one of the only persons in this country, in this city and state, that cares and knows the importance of deep subjects and serious subjects. And so I'm not going to be ashamed about who I am and what I know and the experiences I've been through and the books I've read and the experiences my friends and family have been through. I'm not going to be ashamed just because you are offended, or because you are jealous or intimidated, or whatever it is, or just because you are unteachable and you're not humble, whatever it is, I'm never going to be ashamed of the life experiences I've had, or the knowledge and books and articles I've read, or the experiences my friends and family have had that influence what I know and what I do. And I want you to feel the same way about your life. I don't ever want any of you to feel ashamed about the experiences you've been through or your friends and family have been through that taught you what you know and what you do. Don't be ashamed about your knowledge, the books you've read, the articles you've read that shaped who you are. Don't be ashamed, because I don't want people feeling ashamed on my end or your end. I live life unashamed, and I want all of you to live life unashamed. Don't be ashamed that maybe you did have more life experiences than me or different life experiences than me. Don't be ashamed about that. Do not be ashamed about that, because everybody learns from their life experiences, for good or for bad, or for both. Everybody learns, and there is good things out of what we learn and what we know. There is good things, countless good things that come out of life experiences and education and knowledge. So I don't want any of you to be ashamed that someone else read a different book than you, or went through a different life experience than you, or had friends and family that had different life experiences than you. Don't be ashamed. Stand your ground and stand up for yourself. And I'm always proud of people that stand up for themselves. I respect that highly, highly. And I want all of you to remember to never be ashamed and to always stand up for yourself. Always, no matter what. Because the respect is there, and I highly respect people that stand their ground and know how to stand up for themselves and are unashamed about their life experiences. Now that is what is important. So thank you.